So today, we are diving deep into, just a single shocking moment of transformation. Imagine the worst pain you can think of, not a dull ache, but this visceral, excruciating agony. Our source material describes it as being lashed by a pole or a sharp object piercing your temple and then twisting. That's the gateway for our deep dive today.
And we are jumping right in. We're following the protagonist, zooming Gruy, and his experience. Our mission really is to analyze this sensory and informational shockwave. We're going to track him from that initial disorientation all the way to the horrifying realization that he's transmigrated.
Right. Into a new body, a new world, and the entry point is just pure trauma. But what's so fascinating, and I think surprisingly human, is how he first tries to sort of normalize it.
Exactly. He doesn't immediately grasp the cosmic horror of the situation. Before his eyes are even open, his mind is still back in his old life. He thinks it's a dream. He's even, thinking about taking a day off work because of the headache.
Wow.
Yeah, he tells himself it's not too bad if it gets him out of the office. It just shows you how powerful our own denial can be.
Thinking about his commute while his reality is literally being rewritten, that's an incredible detail. But that thought process doesn't last because the pain isn't a dream. It's the mechanism of his arrival.
That's the critical part. The source material is so clear on this. This is not a common headache. It's described as throbbing, like a blunt knife slicing through his brain, or even a cerebral hemorrhage.
Wow.
And that agonizing sensation, that's the catalyst. Through that pain, he apparently accumulates what the source calls immaterial strength.
Immaterial strength, what does that even mean? It's like the pain itself is a form of energy.
It seems so. It's the raw fuel that lets his consciousness fight its way through to break free from that stupor.
So he literally has to feel his way into this new reality.
Precisely. It suggests that in this world, consciousness transfer needs this massive, painful input to, overwrite the original identity.
And once he forces his eyes open, the world he sees is, well, it's immediately wrong. What's the first thing he notices?
It's the color. Everything, and I mean everything, is screened by this faint but very definite crimson red.
The crimson filter over reality.
Yeah, over the big wooden desk he's slumped on, over the notebook with its coarse yellow pages. It's everywhere.
And then comes the final confirmation. He looks up.
He does. He lifts his head bit by bit, and there it is. Hanging in what's described as a black velvet curtain of a sky is a silently glowing crimson moon.
And that's it. That's the proof.
That's the terrifying, undeniable proof. It hits him so hard the pain just comes rushing back.
Okay, so this is where the analysis really has to shift. He's trapped. He has to start cataloging this new world of Klein Moretti.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't, futuristic or purely medieval. It's this strange mix.
It is. The setting is just packed with clues about what you could call a kind of uneven industrial revolution. We can start at the desk. You've got the notebook, 8 other books stacked neatly so. He's a scholar, right? But then you look at the walls, and there are these grayish-white pipes.
Right, connecting to a wall lamp that sounds almost Victorian.
Yeah.
Classical Western style, gridded with black metal.
Exactly. It places him in a certain time period, but then you get these other stranger elements. Like right there on the desk, there's a black ink bottle, and it's got an embossed angel pattern on it.
An angel pattern. So religion, or at least religious iconography, is a big deal here.
It seems to be. And it connects directly to the danger because what's sitting right next to that ink bottle and a pen?
The shimmering brass revolver.
A revolver. A dark-colored pen for the history student and a gun. That contrast tells you almost everything you need to know about this world. It's academia and brutal violence side by side.
And the rest of the room paints a similar picture.
Yeah.
It's small, kind of what you'd expect for a student. A low bed, an open cabinet.
Kitchen stuff in the corner, coal stoves, pots and pans. But then there's another piece of strange tech on the wall.
Oh, right. The wall pipe connected to a strange mechanical device with exposed gears and bearings?
Yes. So machine technology exists, but it's clunky. It's exposed, maybe unreliable, not sleek and modern. It really supports your point about a localized, maybe struggling industrialization in this Loan kingdom.
The whole environment feels fractured. Kind of like his identity at this point. He even catches a glimpse of himself in a dressing mirror, and the mirror itself has 2 distinct cracks in it.
That's a perfect symbol, isn't it? The cracked mirror for the fractured identity. And all of it, the crimson moon, the old revolver, the weird tech, it forces Zoom and Gruy to just accept it. He's Klein Moretti now.
And the memories come flooding in,
Right.
anchoring him. So let's detail this biography because it becomes really important really fast.
Mm.
Who was Klein Moretti?
Okay, so Klein Moretti was a recent history graduate from a place called Koi University in the city of Tianjin. It's in the Loan Kingdom on the northern continent.
And his life story is? It's marked by loss.
It really is. His father was a sergeant in the Royal Army. He was killed in a colonial conflict. And the bereavement allowance from that's what paid for Klein's university education.
And his mother?
His mother was a devotee of the Evernight goddess. She passed away the same year he started at the university.
The Evernight goddess. Let's pause there. For anyone listening, what does her domain usually cover?
The Evernight goddess is often tied to, well, the night, sleep, secrets, hidden knowledge, and sacrifice. The fact that his mother was a devotee is important. It means this family, even though they were financially somewhat wanting, had a connection to the mystical side of this world.
And Klein's academic background, specifically his language skills, is what turns him from just a victim into an investigator almost immediately.
Yes, he knows 2 ancient languages. The first is ancient Phasic, which is like the root of all the northern continent languages.
And the second one is the key, right? The Hermes language.
The Hermes language is vital. It's not a language for, daily conversation. It's found in ancient mausoleums. It's used for high-level prayer rituals.
It's forbidden knowledge.
Deep, maybe forbidden knowledge, yeah. It means Klein wasn't just studying history. He was studying the mystical underpinnings of his world.
And that skill is what lets him read the note on the desk. The alien letters suddenly make sense. What does it say?
It's just chillingly final. It says, "Everyone will die, including me."
And just reading it has a physical effect on him.
It does. It's like the text itself has power. He feels the air get turbulent, hears these faint, unsettling murmurings. He tries to dismiss it as an illusion, but that note feels like a curse or an epitaph.
This is where we need to slow down and connect the dots. The note is terrifying, but it's a logical problem that forces him to confront the violence. He looks at the revolver again.
Yes, and the contradiction hits him right away. This family's poor. They're living on his brother's small salary as a clerk, so how could they possibly afford an expensive antique revolver?
They couldn't. That gun just screams secret activity, illicit, dangerous, something. And the violence, which was just throbbing pain before, is about to become very, very real. He sees the red handprint on the table.
And the source notes, it's much thicker, much darker than the ambient crimson light. It's a bloody handprint, no doubt. He looks down at his own hand,
which is covered in fresh blood. The headache wasn't just some phantom pain from the transfer. It was a real physical injury happening right now.
He has to see it. He stumbles over to that cracked mirror and uses the faint crimson light to look at his temple where the pain is coming from.
And this is the final image. This is what seals the horror.
It is. The reflection shows a grotesque wound. There are burn marks around the edge, dried blood, and he can see, and this is a direct quote, grayish-white brain juices squirming slowly within.
Oh, wow. So it's a fatal wound. He's looking at his own dying brain.
A fatal, fresh injury. The pain was real. He didn't just transmigrate into a new body. He transmigrated into a body at the exact moment of its violent death. His new reality isn't a fresh start. It's a murder scene. Or a suicide.
What a terrifying synthesis.
Yeah.
He wakes up as a history scholar, Klein Moretti, armed with ritualistic language skills, in a world of clunky machines and strange gods, wearing a wound that should have killed him, staring at a death note written in the language of tombs.
The physical trauma is the most important thing here. This new body is a ticking clock, and that cryptic note is the first and only clue he has.
And that gives us a final provocative thought to leave you with. We have the wound, the gun that shouldn't be there, and that chilling note, everyone will die, including me. The question isn't just what Klein Moretti was running from, it's what kind of cosmic force, what power represented by that crimson moon could have pulled Zumengruy across dimensions and dropped him into the precise, violent, and maybe even ritualistic final moment of another man's life. That's where his journey really begins.